Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. This article comes to you guys from Yahoo Finance. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys could check it out. So recently, there's kind of been a back and forth where the market and the street are saying T-Mobile's under pressure, and T-Mobile is saying AT&T is under pressure because of the new ad campaign that AT&T is taking pot shots because it's under pressure, and they're taking aim directly at T-Mobile. They're not mentioning Verizon by name, even though Verizon is on the board of the ad, for those of you who have seen it. But by word, they're taking shots directly at T-Mobile. Now, T-Mobile is in a very interesting position, and I want to make that very clear by the numbers. T-Mobile, the new incoming CEO told us during the fourth quarter earnings, where they give guidance, he's going to talk about M&A because they're going to buy more. So that's going to apply even more pressure onto AT&T. And if I had to take a guess, and this is just speculation, taking a guess, T-Mobile is likely, and I would say they're smart if they do it, they're likely going to look at some markets in regards to fiber where AT&T is today, where they're first. And I would attack AT&T where it hurts. The perfect market, as an example, would be El Paso. AT&T has been the only fiber provider for as long as I can remember. And T-Mobile has the largest wireless market share by wide margins. So if T-Mobile came in here as a second player in fiber, that would be very disruptive to AT&T. They wouldn't like that, especially if T-Mobile came in and they came in competitive and they came in cheaper. That would really irk AT&T. That would get them upset. And I think in the case of M&A, there's going to be instances like that for T-Mobile. And I think they're going to do that on purpose to bring competition. Because here, for an example, El Paso, who's competing against AT&T? Nobody. So AT&T has penetration control. They have pricing control. Yeah, there's Spectrum, but Spectrum doesn't do fiber. So I guess there's still Spectrum in the market that's keeping AT&T honest, if you will. Like if they go too high in price, then Spectrum will come in and take share. But if T-Mobile came in and took some big fiber share and they pulled off the convergence, which they have the highest wireless share, that would really, really hit AT&T where it hurts. And that's the position that T-Mobile is in. They have the debt capacity to do this. If you look at the numbers, a lot of people are still questioning, well, can T-Mobile pull it off? If you look at the debt, T-Mobile, if needed, and in regards to merger and acquisition part has to have Spectrum in it too. The new CEO made that very clear. If you have to spend $40 billion on the next round of Spectrum, T-Mobile has the debt capacity to do that. Yes, that will drive them closer, or it probably puts them right in line with where AT&T and Verizon are in debt today. But Verizon and AT&T will have to spend too and go to the debt market perhaps, which will drive their debt even higher. So T-Mobile should, as a result, always have a better debt balance sheet to allow them to go after more fiber players, maybe Altice, maybe some smaller regional wireless carriers. Who knows if they're even done with that? There's still Viaero. There's still some other options out there that T-Mobile could look at. And if it's value accretive, if it makes sense, they could buy it. Remember, they said discipline financially. Yes, we have the balance sheet, but we're not just going to go crazy and buy whatever we want. So they're going to be financially disciplined, and they're going to do it within, like people say, living within your means. That's how T-Mobile is going to approach this. And so far, it's been working for them. They've made the smarter moves. They've made the better plays. And if I had to take a guess, I don't see that changing. And I can't wait for the fourth quarter earnings because the guidance is going to be for 2 years. So there's going to be a lot of information on that specific call. So I just wanted to talk about that. It looks like Right now, the pressure is really on AT&T, and that's why they're calling out T-Mobile. But who knows? If AT&T decides, hey, we're going to turn this around and we're going to really start competing in 2026, and they do, some price wars, who knows what could happen? That could also drastically change T-Mobile's guidance. And I think that's the only thing that will. If the market stays about the same that it is now today, and it doesn't change much in 26, T-Mobile's going to continue to raise their guidance. They're going to grow even more on postpaid. They're going to accelerate growth. If they smell blood, they're going to attack. And they're going to go for it. And they're smelling it now. The third quarter was too easy. Verizon's not doing much. They haven't talked at all. We'll hear from them next week, Wednesday. And AT&T is just starting to take pot shots, according to the incoming new CEO at T-Mobile. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.